Welcome back to another episode of the Get Back Coach. Today, we welcome back Joe Pop for our 2025 College Football Bowl Game Extravaganza. It's the best time of the year. Joe, welcome back, my friend.
It's great. Like I said, this is one of my favorite days of the year to record the bowl game Extravaganza. To open the season and close the season, I love being partly the bookends of the Get Back Coach. It's an honor.
Well,
Yeah. It's a tradition. And you know, as an Aggie, how much I love tradition.
Joe, we got a lot to talk about, but first, your Sparty opinion. Jonathan Smith fired after 2 years. Was it time to get him out? And how do you feel about Pat Fitzgerald?
Yeah, I mean, first off, yes, it was time to get him out. I think he from a culture standpoint didn't fit. I feel bad for the guy because the guy is known for, year 2, year 3 program rebuild and kind of take steps forward. He just never did, just never took the steps forward. And I think the real issue was that the team had no pulse. There was no energy there. Even when they're losing, it's like everybody's hanging their heads. It just every game, it was a chore to put on Michigan State football the last 2 years, especially this year. I'm like, it's got to be 6 wins or better this year. And very early, it was very clear that was not going to be the case. If they didn't beat Boston College in overtime, I don't even know if he makes it even anywhere remotely close as far as he did. So, Jonathan Smith, thanks for nothing. We'll see you never. And that's kind of the end of that reign. Now, Pat Fitzgerald, I'm a listener of the show. All right. I'm a fan. I made sure after they signed, episode dropped, I said, I'm going to listen to hear what my guys are saying about the Pat Fitzgerald hire. Not great. All right. Not great from you guys. Okay. Didn't get a sounding, ovation from you guys. I hear you on the concerns of, especially Jay. I think you made a really good point of, hey, listen, he needs to know what's going on in his locker room, top down. Totally agree. 100% agree. I'm taking it as mistake happened. Mistake will not happen again. I think this is something that definitely he'll have an eye on. And I think culture will not be an issue. He's hungry. He's got something to prove. It's just not a retread hire. It's not like he just got fired last year and just bringing another guy in. I'm really excited I think it's a cultural match. I think, and I'm sure you guys talked about it with Matt Campbell. I think that's a great hire for Penn State. I think it's a culture match. I think the exact same thing here. And then they did the right thing. You bring in Max Bola to come in. You get him to go from Notre Dame, come home. He's coming back to East Lansing. I think he's the future defensive coordinator for this team and for a long, long time. I love it. I'm super excited. Oh, and Greg Williams, $401 million investment into the program. It is good times right now to be a Spartan.
So, Joe, here's the thing with Pat Fitzgerald. Even if it goes bad, I believe the program will be in a better spot than it is right now. You get what I'm saying? Like,
the floor is going to be raised.
The floor is going to be raised, and at the end, I think, like, hey, if it doesn't work out, I think he's going to get guys in that locker room that are going to be hungry football players, football guys. So I'm just afraid it's going to be like the end of Northwestern. But hey, positive vibes. Positive. Like, I see what you're saying, though, Joe.
I look at him. It to me looks like a carbon copy of what right now is going on with New England with Mike Vrabel. This to me feels like the exact same thing. A guy that knows the Big Ten, knows the culture, defensive mindset. This is going to be the closest thing to Mark D'Antonio football that we've seen in a long, long time. And I'm just excited to get the ball rolling. Is next year going to be pretty? Probably not. It's probably going to be ugly. But he's already saved a recruit or two from leaving. A couple 3-star guys that were going to decommit are staying committed. He's already making a footprint. We can't go lower. We can't go lower. So, I'm excited. It's impossible. We cannot get worse. So I'm excited.
Okay. Yeah. Speaking of things going just absolutely awful, Joe, you are a hater of Michigan men.
Yes.
So I am gonna turn it to you first. Let's talk Michigan, because we have to. This is not a good situation. This is awful. This went from bad to very bad to tragic very, very quickly. And yeah, this is just not a fun thing to talk about, but we have to. And Joe, we're gonna give you the floor first. And please, PG-13.
Yes. No. Listen, you're right. It was fun for like an hour, and then it quickly became not fun. And honestly, too, what makes me angry is that this got so tragic so fast that it took it away from me to enjoy, which was really selfish of Jerome Moore in that standpoint. Not only was he not thinking about his family, he wasn't thinking about me. He could have made this into something fun for us to just grave dance on, but now we can't. It's turned really sad really quickly for Sharon Moore and his family. I saw a picture today of them. I think it was him coming out of jail and his wife there to support him. So I hope that they figure out their stuff, and I hope that his wife and the kids are safe and in a safe and they feel safe in a safe environment. That's all we really got to say about that. But in terms of Michigan, scumbag you strikes again. They're not even there. Everybody knew what was going on from the top down. It was what was called the worst kept secret on campus. And they waited and they waited. And you could say anything you want. Well, they didn't know this. They knew everything. And they waited till after signing day. They were looking for an excuse. Sharon Moore was never going to be the answer. He was just always going to be a guy for right now until they bridge the gap. And they were hoping they could hold it together as long as possible. And they couldn't. Scumbag you once again. It's just the Michigan man thing is the most overblown, overplayed thing in the world. And listen, they're going to get away with everything. They always do. So there's no point even fighting it. But it was a great week for Spartans because we're going this way, they're going that way. It was a great week.
Yeah. Diving into this, I mean, first of all, again, like Joe, what you said about the family being safe and the kids, that's, I think, the utmost importance. Extremely disappointed in the way this program handled this. You have this situation and agree, like, you probably knew about this going in. I feel like there was probably an investigation already, and you just didn't do your due diligence. That's the first red flag. Second red flag, you bring a guy in who is having mental issues apparently already. When you bring him into the office to fire him, there's no HR, nothing like that there. It's just athletic director, and you make the decision to cut ties. That's a huge red flag, right? Like, and I'm not going to bag on Michigan because, frankly, I think this is a problem with any athletic department. I don't put it past any of these athletic departments to think about people beyond winning games. This is an issue across the sports world. Not just college football, like this is in every sport. People want to kick the can. They don't want to have accountability for when things go bad. They don't want to make the tough decisions up front. And this is what it leads to. I think there just needs to be a real reckoning in the world of college athletics. And people need to react to situations. Sorry, not even react to situations. Be proactive. Right? Like, don't wait until the last second to react. Again, we're talking about Michigan for this, but this is a issue that we've seen play out at other programs across the country. And at some point, the chickens are going to come home to roost. We're going to have a real discussion about the cultural issues with college athletics and the fact that incidents like this keep happening. And I don't know how you fix it, but I do know that you have to address it early on. And none of these programs seem to have the intestinal fortitude to solve these problems before they become problems, because this could have been taken care of a lot sooner, and we wouldn't be having the tragic aspect of this playing out in front of everyone. So I think we're going to have to see a change. When is that going to happen? I don't know, but it's something that these programs really need to address.
Yeah, it's not having HR there, and not if there was like
even an inkling,
that
something's off.
Like something's off here, like you need to at least have HR present. Again, I'm not an HR expert, but I don't think you have to be to know that, hey, you need more than an athletic director there. Again, their investigation, apparently there were two investigations into their inappropriate relationship. Again, they deny. I don't know if Joe, you said this. I don't know if they actually waited till after signing day to like do it. I don't know if that was on purpose, but I do know that when they found out about this way too late. And when they did, they were like, okay, now we're going to do it. Like, I don't know.
It's the same thing that we talked about with Pat Fitzgerald and the issue of you have to know what's going on in your locker room.
Yeah.
If you're an administrator, you have to know what's going on in the programs. You have to know these things. Like you can't. I think there is a willingness to turn a blind eye to things that are detrimental to the development of your staff, detrimental to the development of your student athletes, and you just have to be able to know what's happening within the walls of your program, and that there's no excuse for it, in my opinion.
Yeah. My only pushback would be, because I agree with both of you, I think they 100% knew beforehand, 100% knew that this is where they wanted to go, and they waited. Whether Moore was a part of that wait, which I don't think he was because of his reaction. Clearly, this came to him as a shock, but I think 100% they said, let's wait until at least we can get through signing day, and then we'll kind of let this kind of play out. It just, the timing of it seems too,
the timing
like, it lines up way too perfectly with that. And I think the issue that made this turn into a fireable offense is clearly, like, people are saying that they knew that something was going on. It was clearly the pregnancy news was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah.
And I think, to Jay's point, the real issue is happening in the AD's room, in the AD's office, because you know that a part of the conversation wasn't like, hey, we got to get this guy help. We got to finish that. It was, whew, now we don't have to pay him his buyout. And I think that mindset coming from the AD down, most likely, that is where this problem lies, is because we see it all the time when the coaches want to get, when they want to remove coaches, universities are going to get a little bit dirty in what's being said, what rumors are being thrown around. Now, granted, obviously there was something more to this, but to Jay's point, it's a cultural issue within the sport, not just within one scumbag university.
Yeah. It's again, nobody wants to take accountability. They want to kick the can down the road as far as they can. And it leads to moments like this.
Yeah.
My only thing there, Joe, is why did they not fire him after Ohio State? Why did this take? What did it just to
signing
get
day.
the balls?
I think signing day.
Do you think it's signing day?
I don't put it past them. Like, I don't know that that's 100% why, but I wouldn't put it past any of these programs,
because they can transfer out now. But I guess the counterpoint to that is everyone else is already full. So yeah, your guys can leave, but where are they gonna go? Because
I think they were seeing everything that was going on with Penn State. Everybody kind of, like, because Penn State pulled their trigger pretty early and were having struggle finding a coach, where they seeing all these players decommit, because, to your point, other places had openings. Hey, let's hold off a little bit. Let's wait till they fill up. And then at least our argument back to those recruits is, hey, listen, don't leave. We're going to get a new guy in. We're going to save this because they already got him in-house. Yeah. It lines up too perfectly.
Yeah. And one more thing about the football aspect, Sherrone Moore was never going to be
the guy. He was always a transitional coach.
Yeah. He was always going to be a transitional. He was never going to be their guy. I mean, at first I was kind of shocked. I was like, I said, they went 9-3. I was like, they have to know their guy. And then I see some Michigan State accounts being like, oh, no, this is something else. I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever. And then, they had it from the beginning. But all right, let's talk about something a little bit better. Yes. A little bit more positive. Fernando Mendoza, who is like becoming a national treasure anytime he's on a microphone. He wins the Heisman Trophy. Okay. I like him. I like Mendoza. I'm happy that he won. But this class was kind of This class did not have the star power that it used to be, or that it had.
I mean, like Ashton Genty and Travis Hunter was a star-studded Heisman 1-2.
Yeah.
It felt like you had some great guys there, and sometimes it happens where there's not a guy that's like, oh my god, this guy is so much fun to watch. He's such a playmaker, no brainer for the Heisman. That wasn't the case this year, but I enjoy the Fernando Mendoza story. I enjoy Indiana's story. I think it's a really fun Heisman winner. Like I kind of like the all shucks vibes I get from Fernando Mendoza, right? Like he's just like the shoot, man. We're just going out there and having fun. Like I like that. In a time of like over the top characters, like guys who are doing the sports entertainment thing, guys who are like acting like they're WWE superstars cutting promos. Like, it's fun to have a guy like Fernando Mendoza who like clearly just loves the game and is just enjoying every bit of the process. Still has that confidence. Don't get me wrong, but it's just a nice little change of pace on occasion.
Yeah, and I think for everything that's now happening with Pavia, now everybody likes him even more. Now everybody are like even more behind Mendoza. Like, great pick. Like we could have avoided that like nonsense over there. So
I saw somebody that somebody posted, I think it was on a social media site, can't remember which one, but they're like, how long do we give it before Diego Pavia was fighting on the undercard of a Jake Paul boxing event? I was like, well,
probably sooner rather than later.
Yeah, and like that's the thing, like Mendoza, I know his numbers weren't there, but dude, again, this is a quarterback award, and he is the quarterback of probably the biggest story in college football, and that is not even the resurrection, because you have to be born, like the birth of Indiana football. Is, and just that turnaround. So I can kind of see it. I know Vanderbilt has something similar, but I think Mendoza is just more. Again, I like watching Diego on the field. I just know he gives off Diet Johnny Manziel vibes, which I think he is okay with. Diet Johnny.
Yeah, he's gone from like, man, like I want to see this guy play against some of the big dogs to like, this guy's insufferable. Like I wanted to see Vandy get in, especially because like how they kind of finished the season. They had some good wins. I actually built, we don't have to dive into this today, but I'll send it to you guys. I built my own point system for how they should do the college football playoff. And I think it's a work of genius. So I'll have to send it to you and get your guys' opinion.
Yes.
You guys can break it down next week.
Yes.
But it would have had Vandy sneaking in. But you know, I agree. I think really Notre Dame fans should be mad because if they just ran the ball more, that was his award to lose.
Yeah.
They just like they didn't feed him enough.
Yeah. I do love I like Jeremiah Love a lot. I really do.
Yeah.
I think Jeremiah Smith's the best player in the country. A player, but again, that doesn't translate to Heisman, you know. But yeah,
I think Jacob Rodriguez should have got an invite too. While we're just talking about this,
I mean, I might as well, right?
Yeah, I think the top defensive player should get an invite every year.
I'm a Ndamukong Suh. Yeah, I am a truther with him that he should have had it. But all right, Jay, you are up here. Give us the FCS minutes because oh boy, we have some big things on the horizon here.
Yeah, we're going to do FCS D2 and D3 here. We'll start off with the FCS ranks. Illinois State is going to the semifinal.
Rock's back, baby.
A little bit of a surprise run. They come up with a 42-31 win at UC Davis. They'll face Villanova, who won 26-21 in a thriller of a game against Tarleton State. By the way, shout out to Tarleton State for doing $1 beers, $1 hot dogs for that playoff game. I made the joke that, you know, if I had been at that contest with the Coors Light for $1, I would have double fisted enough silver bullets to go werewolf hunting. But Illinois State at Villanova is the next one up. Should be a fun matchup there. And then the other side of the bracket, we get a brawl-wild rematch. Montana beats South Dakota 52-2, which eliminates the last school in the Dakotas left, means we will have a champion in the FCS ranks outside of the Dakotas for the first time since the pandemic year where Sam Houston State won it. Obviously, spoiler alert, I've already said that Brawl the Wild Part 2 is happening. They'll face Montana State. Montana State beat Stephen F. Austin 44-28. So this rematch will take place in beautiful Bozeman. Just going to be a banger. Like, you love a rivalry game with a chance to go to the national championship. What's not to love about that? D2 ranks. We have the D2 National Championship coming up in McKinney, Texas, by the way. If you're listening to this podcast in Texas, go check it out. Go catch a D2 National Championship. It'll be a fun one. Ferris State versus Harding. These are the last two champions of the D2 ranks. Ferris State won it last year. Harding won it back in 2023. If you're not familiar with Harding, they run the flex bone. I mean, they rush for like 300 yards a game, it feels like, half the time when I look at their stats. Joe, sorry about who Harding had to beat to get here, though.
I know. Yeah, listen, Jim Clements, he won Coach of the Year this year. They won 14 games, went 14-1. He's averaging almost 10 wins a season, his 11 years at Kutztown. So amazing things that he's done with the program. They just ran into a really, really stacked Harding team that you got to tip your cap to. They actually averaged 450 yards of rushing a game. 80.
So 300 was low.
300 was low. Before entering the Kutztown game, they had 82 touchdowns scored on offense, 80 on the ground, 2 through the air. So they pound the rock. They're a really good, solid team. Andrew Miller, their lead back, is unbelievable. So you got to tip your cap to them. They're a great squad, great coach. That culture there is amazing. But listen, Kutztown will be back. Okay. Yeah. Judd Novak will be back next year.
And I still got to get up to a game at Kutztown. They made a pretty good run in this NJOA bracket before things got a little crazy with the votes. But moving on to the D3, they're at the semifinals. John Carroll at North Central and Wisconsin River Falls at Johns Hopkins. I feel like North Central's always involved in these D3 national championship races. Johns Hopkins, I think, had a pretty good year last year as well. It always feels like the Wisconsin D3 schools are good. Like Whitewater's the one I always associate with it, but River Falls this year. And then John Carroll has a pretty solid program as well.
Yeah. I'm pretty surprised we didn't get a Mount Union in there.
Yeah, it feels like Mount Union's always in it too. But
and Mary Hardin Baylor, and
they didn't make the playoffs this year. It was a big
story.
They
didn't make the playoffs.
They got snubbed.
Really?
Yeah.
I got a buddy that coaches D-line down there. I might have to send him a text being like, "Yo, what's up?" Like,
I don't think he'll be too happy with it.
No, probably not. I shouldn't. Actually, I shouldn't.
Yeah, don't do that.
I shouldn't do that.
Reel it in.
Yeah. All right. So let's get into it, boys. College football extravaganza. We go through every single college football bowl game that we are going to see. And starting off December 16th, the Veterans Bowl, Jacksonville State takes on Troy. Troy is a 2.5-point favorite. Over under set at 46.5. I'll start this one off. I like Troy. I just think they have, been more consistent. Jacksonville State hasn't looked great the last couple weeks on offense. Give me Troy by leader Donnie Smith, sack leader of the Sun Belt. I think he's going to wreak some havoc there.
Yeah, this is an in-state matchup, Jake. We have like a little rivalry aspect to it, not fully, but
oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
North Alabama for Jacksonville and South Alabama for Troy should be a fun one. I have the under at 46.5. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I think these two defenses are going to play gritty Alabama football. I'm excited to see how it turns out.
We're gonna go head to head here. I'm taking the over. Jacksonville State is like an over team for me over the last couple of years. Anytime they're playing a game, I'm looking at them to have an over. I agree. The offense has looked sluggish here towards the end, but they're going to give up a lot of points. I don't see how somebody here doesn't get within the 30s, and that's going to get us to over, I think, pretty easily. So give me the over.
Okay, moving on to Wednesday, December 17th, the Cure Bowl, Old Dominion versus South Florida. South Florida is a 3.5-point favorite, over under 53.5. I was looking at the over here, Jay. I'm taking Old Dominion, and I'm gonna wait until kickoff because I'm thinking about maybe sprinkling some money line there. I like Old Dominion to cover in this one. I like their offense a lot. I really do. Run by Ricky Ronnie.
Yeah. Alex Golish obviously moving on to Auburn is the big story here. South Florida looked like they might sneak into the college football playoff, just kind of stumbled a little bit down the stretch. I think the talent edge is still too much. I'm on South Florida here. I got to give credit to Old Dominion, though. 9-3 year. Pretty solid for that program. They have a chance at 10 wins. That'd be massive for the Monarchs. Joe, talk to us.
It would be a great one. I'm with you though. I think this is South Florida. I think they have a little bit, like you said, a little bit too much on here. Great year for them this year, especially the way the year started. It was unbelievable. So give me South Florida to cover the 3.
There we go. Jay, go.
We'll go to the 68 Ventures Bowl. The Delaware Blue Hens taking on the Ragin' Cajuns of Louisiana. It's fun to see these types of matchups. I don't know what 68 Ventures is. It feels
I don't know either. I was going to ask you. I thought you knew.
Yeah, I feel like this is one of those bowl sponsors that we actually don't want. I feel like they have some dark energy about them. We're not going to get into that though. I'm on Louisiana here. The Delaware offense has been a lot of fun to watch. Minicucci is a fun player. I just think that Louisiana, it's going to be one in the trenches, and I trust Louisiana Lafayette a little bit more in the trenches. Give me Louisiana 2.5. By the way,
I also like ULL. Same thing, Jay. Just like them for their trenches. Although I'm a little afraid of Nick Minicucci. Yeah, he's been good.
It's hotter than a minute.
ULL in the trenches.
Points. I love bowl season points. Give me points in this one. I'll give me the over. I think it's at 61.5 right now. Give me the over here. I think the Delaware offense has enough to score, and I know the Cajuns are going to score on Delaware.
By the way, 68 Ventures is an investment firm. Sounds like Tekka to me.
Yeah, we don't need that.
Did anyone watch Chair Company?
No,
not
Tim
yet.
Robbins.
I was going to say, do we have Enron sponsoring a bowl?
It's reminds me of Tekka, everybody, but you'll get that if you watch. All right, Thursday, December 18th, the Xbox Bowl. Every player got free Xboxes today. Everybody.
Why are teams opting out? They're giving out free Xboxes to play.
Free Xboxes. You know what I mean? The dying console, by the way. Anyway,
if you got 2, would it be a Dos Equis box?
Oh, I like
it. Let's get it. This is like a regional matchup, Jake.
It is. I like when bowls do that. We've already talked about a couple with Jacksonville State, Troy. We're going to get some more. But yeah, I like this matchup, Jay. I think I'm going to go Arkansas State minus the 1.5. I just think Arkansas State, better competition all year long. Missouri State still has to kind of find their footing. I think they're happy to be there. Arkansas State out for the win.
Yeah, and I believe Missouri State only gets in because there weren't enough teams.
Right.
Because I think the FCS, like first year up, still great for that program to get to this spot.
Mm-hmm.
Really happy for him. But Ryan Beard leaving Missouri State for Coastal Carolina, a little bit of turnover there. I just think Arkansas State is, again, better competition, a little more prepared for the moment. I like Arkansas State 1.5 in this one as well.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. The line's moving Troy's favor, which worries me a little bit, but that's most likely probably just more money's coming on the other side. But I'm with you. Every time this year, Missouri State's had to step up in competition. They've lost by almost 2 touchdowns in every single one of those games. So I'm with you guys.
Arkansas State.
All
right. The Friday, December 19th, we have the Myrtle Beach Bowl. Kennesaw State, huge turnaround for that program, going 2 wins to 10. Yeah, they just hit 10.
10 wins.
10 wins, 10
with the conference championship, I believe.
They're taking on Western Michigan. Western Michigan is a 4-point favorite, over under 49.5. Listen. I was the first that was on the Kennesaw State Owls this year.
You had them as a surprise team in the Conference USA, Jake. I did not forget.
I did. However, I'm going against them here. again, we talked about trenches before, and I think that's the one thing the Conference USA is lacking. I like Western Michigan. I also love them with their quarterback Brock Lowry. Man, he is awesome. Has done really well in the MAC this year. So give me Western Michigan -4.
Yeah, Western Michigan is just going to be a little bit more physical than Kennesaw State. I think that's going to be the story of this game. I have Western Michigan -4 as well.
Yep.
Kennesaw State plus the 4. This game means so much more to them than Western Michigan coming into this. And so you're absolutely right. I do definitely think it's going to be Western Michigan who likes to bully the ball. They're running the ball 65% of the time right now. But Kennesaw State actually is averaging, they're giving up $183 on the ground. You say, well, that's not that great. When we're talking about a Western Michigan game, that team that's going over 200, I think that they're going to try to ground and pound. I think it's going to be lower scoring. If I was going to take one, I'd take the under here, but I think Kennesaw State keeps it close enough. This is a big game for them.
Yeah,
I do like the under too, Joe. I do like the under there too.
All right, and now we're moving on to the Gasparilla Bowl. If you're not familiar with Gasparilla, it is the big pirate festival they have down there in Tampa. I don't think we'll get to see the pirate ship for this one, but we do get to see Memphis and NC State play. NC State is a 5.5-point favorite. This is another game where a coach is moving on. Silverfield is headed to Arkansas. For that reason, I'm really on NC State. NC State has been super inconsistent. But they've beat some teams this year. I think you have the ECU win earlier this year, kind of a telltale sign of what's going to happen in this one, because I don't think Memphis is going to bounce back in the best way from losing their coach. I do think they're going to be good next year with Huff moving in. But I just think that it's too much to ask for in this bowl game environment. Give me NC State -5.5.
Yeah, Memphis has kind of limped to the finish line for the postseason. Silverfield leaving, I think it's a lot of let's just get next year started. NC State, I love the progression of CJ Bailey. And I think Dave Dorian is going to give these guys a, hey, we're NC State. We're not going to get embarrassed out here. So give me the Wolfpack -5.5.
The 5.5 scares me. So I'm going to take the over in this. Reason being is I agree with you. I mean, Memphis was kind of a disappointment. There were certain people talking before the season that they could potentially be the G5 rep. I think there's going to be enough points here scored. NC State has one of the worst third down defenses in the country. They give up first downs at, I think they're ranked like 122 or something like that. So I think there's going to be points scored, even if Memphis is kind of still limping. I think they put up enough. So I think it's 56.5 is what I'm saying. Give me the over in that one. Great stadium for points too.
Okay. Yep. Our first playoff game that we're going to talk about, the college football playoff first round game on Friday night, 8 p.m., December 19th. Alabama goes to Oklahoma. Oh, and actually, yeah, Oklahoma is a 1.5-point favorite. Over under set at 40.5. Guys, give me the Alabama Crimson Tide to avenge their loss. They win this game and move on. Bama.
I'm taking the Sooners, Jake. I think the way Alabama limped into this playoff, first of all, I don't think they should have been in. I think Notre Dame and Miami should have both been over Alabama. The way they finished the season. The other piece of it is Alabama is a one-dimensional team. They can't run the ball. If you can pressure Ty Simpson, you also make it very difficult for them to throw the ball. Oklahoma is tailor-made to get pressure on the quarterback. Their speed along the trenches creates problems. I think the first game was a little bit fluky with the way OU got turnovers because Alabama was able to move the ball. I think OU takes a step forward. I know it's tough to beat the same team twice, certainly when you relied on turnovers in the first game, but OU is great at creating turnovers. They're great at pressuring quarterbacks. I think Oklahoma gets the job done against Bama.
I think this is going to be a great game. I'm going to take the under here because Oklahoma's defense is just stout. Like they're absolutely fantastic. And to your point too, Alabama is super one-dimensional. They can't run the ball. It's a hard way to win a game. They're going to have to keep forcing it. And I think it's going to cause a lot of 3-and-outs for this Bama team. But also Mateer just hasn't been the same since the injury. He doesn't look like he did in the beginning of the year. And I think they're going to play a slower brand of football as well. So I'm taking the under here. This to me feels like 2017. either way. I think this go either way. I think it's a field goal wins this game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, to your point with that Oklahoma, they are built to pressure and beat Alabama like that. I'm going with my gut though, with the Crimson Tide. Moving on to Saturday, December 20th. Jay, this is a big one, man. Miami goes to College Station. A&M is a 3.5 point favorite, over under 51.5. That Texas game scared me a little bit, but I think A&M and their defense, I think, is what is going to win them this football game. Give me A&M minus 3.5. Jay.
Yeah, the path for A&M to win this one is pretty simple. If you pressure Carson Beck and make him turn the ball over, you will win this football game. The problem is Miami has a very good offensive line. They excel at pass protection. I think they have one of the best protection rates in the country. But again, I circle back to those 2 Miami losses. 4 interceptions for Carson Beck against Louisville, 2 interceptions against SMU, and A&M is probably the best defensive unit they faced since the beginning of the year against Notre Dame. I think A&M can get it done. The other piece of it is A&M has the ability to win offensively off script. You can get Marcel Reed scrambling. If the play doesn't go exactly how it's meant to be, he can still make something out of it. If Carson Beck is asked to go off script, Miami's in trouble. I think that gives the edge to A&M. I also trust Mike Elko a little bit more with things like clock management than I do Mario Cristobal. I'm going to go with A&M to win this one, but I'm really taking the under. I think this is going to be a defensive matchup. Miami's defensive line, super talented. All the focus is on Ruben Bain, but this is a great unit across the board. So I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. X factor to watch for, if Le'Veon Moss is back for this one, that changes the dynamic quite a bit for the A&M run game, so we'll keep an eye on that one. Joe, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm with you. I think it's a low-scoring game, but I'm going to take Miami for that reason to cover the 3.5. I don't know if they'll win this. I could see them win this. Here's what I could see it happen, because I agree with you. I think Carson Beck, he's not great. I think we talked in the beginning of the season too. He's not the guy that's going to go and win you a game, but he can stop you from losing a game. And I think his experience with, everything he had done at Georgia, I think is going to help him here. So I like this to be a close game. And I put a lot of emphasis on third down. That's a stat that I look at a ton. And you're looking at the number 1 third down defense in A&M. You're looking at the number 10 third down defense in Miami. I think this would be a low scoring game. And usually that tends for me to say, let me take the dog to keep it close. So give me Miami plus the 3.5.
Okay. Continuing the playoff, number 11 Tulane goes to Ole Miss. Ole Miss is a 16-point favorite, over under 56.5. This is a rematch from earlier in the year where Ole Miss won 45-10, but they will not have the lane train on the sideline. Give me the over 56.5. Give me the over. Ole Miss is definitely going to put up points. I think Tulane will have some tricks up their sleeves here. Give me the over.
Jake, I think Tulane's going to keep this one close because of all the turnover that Ole Miss has, the turmoil. It's just hard to stay locked in when that's happening. The flip side of that is it could be something that lights a fire under this Ole Miss offense. Mm-hmm. And I could be coming to regret what I'm about to say. But I think Tulane covers the 16.5. I just think that Ole Miss is going to be a little bit miss a beat. I think they'll need some time to warm up, basically is what I'm saying. So I think this is going to be a close game for a while. I think Ole Miss pulls away and still wins by 2 scores, but I like Tulane to cover 16.5.
So you're right where my mind is. What is the lane leaving going to do? It's either going to take Ole Miss down 1 or 2 paths. I'm taking that Tulane is just in the worst spot ever, which is they're just in the way right now for what's going to be a very angry and let's prove it to Lane that he made a big mistake leaving game. And I think they're going to come out and I think they're going to absolutely smash Tulane. I think 16.5 is not enough. I think they're going to win this one by 20 to 24 points. I think they're going to come out and just absolutely crush Tulane to try to prove a point to Lane. Now, granted, Lane's going to get a game check if they win the game. So it's like, haha, who gets the final laugh?
Yeah.
But I think they're going to come out and I think they're just going to smash Tulane.
Yeah. You also wonder about what players are following Lane Kiffin to LSU eventually, and if that softens the blow a little bit. So
potentially.
We'll see.
To your point, I mean, again, I took over here just because I just think that's what it's going to be. But I could see the Ole Miss defensive players also having a day because Lane's an offensive guy. Those defensive guys are going to be like, we're going to fight for our D coordinator, and we're going to go out and show them. So again, I have the over just from a football, but from an emotional standpoint, you might look at something like that for an under, but I'm still keeping my over. Our last playoff game for now, James Madison, number 12, versus number 5, Oregon. Oregon is a minus 21.5, over under 50.5. I'm also going over here. I'm also going over because if this game gets out of hand, I think Oregon has a shot to maybe not do the whole thing themselves, but get the majority of this. So I'm going to go with the over.
Jake, I'm taking James Madison to cover. It's not a smart pick. This is a pick from the heart because I'm so tired of people just taking a massive dump on James Madison and saying, this team doesn't belong in the playoff. They played the games in front of them. They won their conference. I think they've earned a spot here. I'm so tired of people just being group of 5 teams don't need to be in this with the powerhouses. If you just want to see 32 teams compete for a championship, go watch the NFL. You don't need to watch college football. Some of the best moments are created with the most unlikely upsets. Fellas, you probably remember where you were for some of the biggest upsets that have ever happened. Like you probably remember 13-9. You probably remember Pitt beating West Virginia at the end of the season.
Why would you?
I know. I'm sorry. You probably remember App State, Michigan. You probably remember some of just the Boise State, Oklahoma. These are all coming to mind because we just kind of talked about this on Aggie War Pod. So if I sound like I'm repeating myself because you listen to both podcasts, I kind of am. But it's just like I love the group of 5 teams. I love FCS football. I love D2. I love D3. I just like watching football. And if you just want the best teams playing each other, you're missing half of what makes college football so special. So I think this is an incredible story for James Madison. I'm so happy that they get to participate in the FBS playoff shortly after becoming an FBS team, shortly after moving up from the FCS ranks. I think this is an incredible story. Are they going to beat Oregon? Probably not. But it's just so fun to see them even have the opportunity to play in this type of game. I love that they won their conference championship, punched their ticket, and are getting the chance to prove themselves against Oregon.
Yeah, listen, this is a JMU household. All right. My wife is a Duke. I got friends that are Dukes. This is a JMU household. Oregon is probably going to cover the over by themselves. Give me the over. That 21.5 scares me because this, I feel like, is just an awful matchup for them to go to. I'd rather them go to almost any other school than go to Oregon for this one. But I, like you, this is a JMU house. This is the house of JMU, Bill. All right. We want JMU to win. We'll be rooting for them.
And the other thing there, Oregon has been very good up front this year, like better so than like other years. So I don't love that, but all right, we move to December 22nd, Monday. Oh, I love watching these games. I love it.
The French fry dump.
I wake up and I'm like, oh, what's on today? Oh, 2:00. I have middle of the day college bowl games. I love it. The Potato Bowl in Boise. Washington State takes on Utah State, over under 52.5. Give me Utah State with Bronco Mendenhall. Utah State -3 with Jimmy Rogers leaving.
Yeah, Jimmy Rogers departing for Iowa State, and I trust the Utah State offense with Bryson Barnes there at quarterback more than I trust Wazoo. This is going to be a fun. I love seeing the game on the Smurf turf. I love seeing the French fry dump. The Potato Bowl has quietly become one of my favorite bowl games. This should be a fun matchup, but give me Utah State -3.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Utah State gives up a ton of points, but like you said, with the departure, that's going to change a lot of different things. I think Utah State can cover the 3. I think this is going to be a really fun game, like a really, really fun game.
We're all on Utah State.
You're all on
On
Utah State.
State.
RIP Utah State.
Yeah.
Tuesday, the Boca Raton Bowl still there. Toledo versus Louisville. This is a tough one for me to pick because Toledo was a team we were talking about in the beginning of the year being a potential MAC champion. Louisville is very good, but always seems to like lose games they're not supposed to. They overlook teams. Here's the thing. Louisville is not going to have their best receiver, Chris Bell. The best receiver on the field is going to be for the Rockets with Junior Vanderhaas III. Give me the Toledo Rockets to cover. Not saying they're winning, but give me them to cover.
Yeah, I just think the skill gap in the trenches is going to be too much. I like Louisville minus 8.5. That's who I'm taking in this one.
Give me also Toledo to cover the 7.5 or 8.5, depending on where you get it. Underrated defense this year, only giving up 13 points a game. I think they can keep it close enough to a touchdown to make this a close one. So give me Toledo. Give me the Rockets.
All right. One of the older bowls here. I remember watching this one when I was a young sprout. The New Orleans Bowl, Southern Miss versus Western Kentucky, over under 55.5. Western Kentucky is a 4-point favorite. Listen, Charles Huff leaves Southern Miss. I have no idea who is still on the roster for Southern Miss. I have no idea what is happening there. Western Kentucky, I do like their three-headed monster they have, led by Maverick McIver. Give me Western Kentucky minus 4.5.
Yeah, Western Kentucky has made a habit of going and getting FCS quarterbacks from the state of Texas. You know, Bailey Zappi, you may remember that name at Western Kentucky.
I remember that name, yeah.
Now Maverick McIver, who was at Abilene Christian before going to Western Kentucky. What you said about Huff leaving and you know the turnover there with the roster, we don't know what Southern Miss is going to look like on game day. Short trip though from Hattiesburg to New Orleans makes that a little bit nicer. But I do like Western Kentucky in this one. I have the Hilltoppers minus 4.5.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. If they were at full strength, I actually would love the other way on this one. But with not knowing what's going to go on the other side, you know, you got to take Western minus the 4.5.
Yep. Frisco Bowl, Ohio versus UNLV. I like Ohio here. I do. I like Ohio here. I think I want to take them to cover. I want to take money line, but give me Ohio plus the 4.5. I think they're better than what people are giving them credit for. And UNLV's defense we've seen has been rough in moments. So give me the Bobcats.
Yeah, Jake, I'm on UNLV here just because I think that they have a little more talent at the skill positions. I think Ohio's going to put up points. I think UNLV is going to put up points too. I thought Dan Mullen was going to be out after this cycle, but now that he's sticking around, I think that, you know, he's going to try to put the best foot forward here. Give me UNLV minus 4.5.
I'm taking the over in this one, 62.5. Listen, like Ohio went into Ohio State and scored 9 points. Transitive property, 9 points at Ohio State is basically worth like 28 versus UNLV on neutral field. So give me the over 62.5. I think we're going to see a ton of points in this game.
Listen, one of my favorite players to watch, Ohio Bobcats quarterback Parker Navarro.
I'm telling you, that win that they had in Buffalo at the end of the year, great win.
Yeah. Yep. Wednesday, one of the best Christmas traditions, Christmas Eve Hawaii Bowl. Hawaii takes on Cal. I like the over here. Justin Wilcox is leaving. Not leaving. He got fired. It's been a long time.
Well, I mean, he's leaving, just not by choice.
He is leaving, not by choice. Yeah, give me the over. I think Hawaii's defense not great. Cal's defense has been rough at times. I think a lot of points are going to be scored in this one. So give me that. Plus the sunshine, everyone's kind of lackadaisical. Perfect for the offensive side of the football.
Yeah, I'm taking the over in this one. I think it's going to be a huge point, a huge amount of points scored. I also want to talk about the Tokyo Toe getting robbed of the Rosa.
Yes.
Just absolute absolute highway robbery there. He should have won it. But this is going to be a fun one. I love Hawaii getting to play at home. Love them being in a bowl game. 8-4, great year for that program. Cal got to play spoiler a little bit. They kept SMU out of the ACC championship there at the end of the season. It was the dead cat bounce, right? You fire your coach and all of a sudden you win a game. But give me the over in this one too, Jake, 54.5.
I'm taking Hawaii at home. Hawaii gets a home game. It's Christmas Eve. They're at home with their family.
Melakaliki Maka.
Yeah. Oh, that'll be bumping. Give me them to win. I think it's -1 right now. You said, right? So give me them +1. Yeah. Give me the points, but they're going to win money line at home. I agree there's going to be points, but just to be different on here, give me Hawaii money line.
Okay. We go to the Motor City Bowl, game above Sports Motor City Bowl.
Boxing Day for our friends across the pond.
Yes, Boxing Day. Central Michigan versus Northwestern. Northwestern 10-point favorite, over under 43.5. I really like the under here. Northwestern, very good defense. Central Michigan's offense is rough, and I don't see Northwestern scoring a ton of points, even if they have an advantage. Give me the under 43.5.
Yeah, I'm taking Northwestern -10 in a 13-3 game. I guess it would be maybe 14.
Wow,
so it's not a push.
Love that.
Yeah, I'm taking Northwestern to cover as well. They had a great year this year. I mean, it's weird to say good losses, but for a team like Northwestern, you lose to Michigan, a close one. That's a great loss. That's a great showing. Yeah. So, give me Northwestern to cover here.
Jay, do you want to do this next one?
Please. Yeah, the Rate Bowl. New Mexico against Minnesota. Minnesota is a 3.5-point favorite, over under set at 46.5. What a year for the New Mexico Lobos. They really should have been in the Mountain West Championship game, in my opinion. I think the tiebreakers got a little wonky there. That incredible game to close out the regular season against San Diego State. What a job by Jason Eck. Again, 9-3 at New Mexico is pretty much unheard of. In Albuquerque. I can't remember. I had the stats pulled up for the championship week episode, but it has been a long time since New Mexico has had 9 wins in a season. This bowl game is going to mean a lot to this squad. I like New Mexico to cover 3.5.
So I am taking, I know New Mexico has been an excellent story. Listen, I know Minnesota is not great, but I think the talent gap is too big, like we were talking about before. Also, PJ Fleck, never lost a bowl, has not lost a bowl game at Minnesota. He is 6-0. Give me Gophers.
Well, you just jinxed him.
Yeah.
No. Gophers.
Hey, New Mexico wasn't uncompetitive against Michigan earlier this year.
No, what was it, 34-17 or something?
34-17.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm taking New Mexico here. Jay's just letting his Big Ten bias get in the way again. So I'm taking. Listen, the only 3 losses at Boise, at San Jose State, at Michigan. Minnesota is none of those. So give me New Mexico to win this game and cover.
Okay, all right. First Responders Bowl. We got. Where is this? Where is this being played at, by the way?
I believe this is in Gerald Ford Stadium.
Yeah.
SMU.
Oh, it says SMU. So we got FIU versus UTSA. UTSA is a 9.5-point favorite. I'm taking FIU in this one. UTSA away from home. And I know it's, hang on. San Antonio's far. That's like what, 3 hours?
4 hours.
4 hours. Yeah. Not close enough.
That's
an away game. Not quite as far as Boise and Wyoming.
Yeah.
We'll leave it there. Anyway, UTSA away from home has been pretty bad. I also don't love the vibes coming from Jeff Traylor and company. I think FIU, Willie Simmons, man, great job by him getting to a bowl game for that program. I like FIU to cover 9.5.
Yeah, 7-5 at FIU, Florida International, Florida Worldwide for the Pitbull fans. I think it's just like that's a big statement in its own. Jake, what you talked about with UTSA not being good on the road. I mean, this is essentially a road game. The way UTSA has played in stadiums not called the Alamo Dome.
Yeah.
So I like FIU to cover as well, plus 9.5. I think the Panthers will be somewhat competitive in this one.
I think the issue here for UTSA is running back Owens is like averaging like almost 7 yards a carry. It's really hard to get off the field and get a huge lead when a guy can basically get you first down every touch and a half. So I'm with you guys. I think that they're going to cover. So give me FIU to cover.
Love it. Now to one of the main bowl games on our schedule, one I will be thoroughly watching, at least for an hour. The Military Bowl. East Carolina
Keep watching.
takes on Pitt. Pitt is a 5.5-point favorite, over under 58.5. Listen, give me the East Carolina Pirates to cover the 5.5 in this one. Pitt, very inconsistent. They lose to West Virginia. They get blown out by Miami. They are losing anytime they play a team with a pulse. They don't just lose; they get killed. Give me ECU plus 5.5.
Jake, I know you're not going to like this, but I'm on Pitt here. I just think Heischel is a heck of a player. I think the offense is going to put up points. I think East Carolina's going to struggle a little bit in this one. Just again, there's talent gaps here. I think it's closer than some other ones. Like I think ECU is going to be pretty competitive. I just think Pitt wins by a touchdown.
Okay.
I think Pitt's going to win by double digits. I was so wrong about this Pitt team coming into the year. I thought their schedule was going to cause them issues to not even make a bowl game, and I couldn't have been more wrong with how they came out and played. And they had themselves a really good year. I think there's just too much on their side, especially offensively here. So I like them by 10 or more.
Wait a second, Joe, you thought Pitt was going to like tank this year?
When you looked at their schedule coming into the season, kind of how they wrapped up last year, basically playing like a Jekyll and Hyde season, I thought they were going to struggle to make a bowl game.
Wow. I had them on the outside. I had them at 9-3.
I think when we talked in the beginning of the year, I think I said it on this show as well that I thought they were going to struggle. So I was so wrong on them. Hand up by me.
Yeah. Listen, Pitt, that West Virginia loss really screwed them.
Yeah.
It really did. I'm very glad it happened like that. I was in attendance, got to witness it. But all right, the Pinstripe Bowl, everybody. We knew Penn State and Clemson were going to play each other in the postseason. We did not think it was going to be in the Pinstripe Bowl, but that's what these two teams are. A lot of talent coming back and them just not living up to the hype. And crazy that they had this much talent coming back from two good teams last year, and the bottom fell out halfway through the year. Here's the thing, guys. You're going to have opt-outs. Penn State's going to have a bunch of opt-outs. I saw Clemson boards are also anticipating a lot of opt-outs. I'm going to go with the under. Clemson's going to be cold. Penn State is still going to try and ground and pound. Give me not a lot of points, under 48.5.
Penn State's built for the cold weather. For that reason, I'm taking Penn State to cover.
Ooh, okay.
Penn State 2.5.
I like the under as well. What I will say is if this gets up to a field goal or a field goal and a half, then give me Clemson to cover. The Clemson's, they're doing what they've done in the last, I feel like, couple of years, which is like they lose their chance of the playoffs early and then they'll go on a run and win 6 or 7 straight to finish out a season. It just seems like the Dabo Swinney way right now. But I agree with you. This feels like one of those games where both teams just really wish that they weren't here. So give me the under 48.5.
Yep. Okay. We go from one bowl game in a baseball stadium to another. The Fenway Bowl at 2:15. UConn takes on Army. Army is a 2.5-point favorite, over under 50.5. And I'm going with Army, everybody. I think Army wins this football game, not just because we're supporting the troops, but because I truly believe Army is better. Listen, shout out Joe Fagnano from UConn, a Williamsport guy. So he's from the area, but I got Army in this one.
Yeah, Jake, I have Army in this one too. It's not as extreme as the UTSA example, but UConn has also not been great away from home. I know Fenway Park's probably not too far from UConn, but I just think Army is going to be the better squad here. I think I think UConn's going to have trouble stopping that rushing attack. Give me the Knights 2.5.
All right. I support the troops. All right. I'm just going to put that out there right away. The line I'm seeing on this game has moved to Army minus 8.5.
Whoa, has it now?
So I don't know what has happened recently, but 8.5 is too much for this UConn offense not to cover. I'm taking UConn plus the 8.5. Listen, common opponents, they have 2 this year, Air Force and UAB. UConn beat UAB by 19. Army beat them by 18. Air Force, UConn won by 10. Army won by 3. Give me UConn to cover the 8.5.
I mean, it has to be because they almost and probably should have beaten Navy, right?
Should have beaten Navy. Yeah.
I think people are looking at that game, and that's what they're. I think
UConn
that's
scores
what they're thinking.
too many points, though, to lose a game by 10 like this.
Mhm. I got you. The Pop-Tarts Bowl, everybody. I mean, it's one of our favorites. It's one of our favorites. We get to see the Pop-Tart go into the giant toaster. We get
the sacrifice.
The sacrifice. I forget the one broadcaster saying it. We will see him go in. We will see him die. We will see him be eaten. Like, whoa. Oh, good Lord.
So aggressive.
Easy, buddy. I like under 56.5. Georgia Tech, again, they're grounded pound. This is a physical football game. Yeah. Give me the under.
Jake, that's what I was going to say. This is going to be one of the most physical matchups of bowl season. Can't wait to watch this one play out. I like the under in this one as well, 56.5. I probably lean slightly towards Georgia Tech. But yeah, this is going to be hard hitting, rock fight, phone booth, just trading punches, just trying to beat the heck out of each other. My style of football game. Can't wait to watch this one, but I'm on the under 56.5.
Listen, when your coach turns down one of the top jobs in the Big Ten, stays with you guys, you're going to rally the troops up a little bit. Give me BYU to cover. I think they're playing for a lot more here than Georgia Tech is. They're playing for pride. They want to show the committee, hey, you guys made a mistake. Our only 2 losses are against a team that's in the top 4. So I like BYU.
And I did like BYU's defense in that Big 12 championship game. They were on the field just way too long.
Way too long. Yeah.
I did like that.
The Arizona Bowl. Yeah. Sorry to steal your thunder there, Jake.
No, it's okay.
Miami of Ohio, Fresno State. Fresno State is a 3.5 point favorite. The over-under is set at 42.5. Fresno State had a solid year. They finished 8-4. They blew out Boise State. I think it was 30-7 when they played earlier this season, but they had some puzzling losses too. With that being said, I think Fresno State's going to have a little bit more offensively to give. I like Fresno State minus 3.5 in this one.
I don't have a good read here. I do like Fresno. I think I'm going to go Fresno State minus the 3.5, just because I did not love how Miami of Ohio looked in that MAC championship game. Yeah. So give me Fresno.
Miami of Ohio this year, complete Jekyll and Hyde as well. Look at this. Listen to this stat. As a favorite this year against the spread, Miami of Ohio is 7-0. Against the spread when they're an underdog, 1-5. Give me Fresno. Miami's not talented enough to keep up with this team. I like Fresno by a touchdown.
Okay. The New Mexico Bowl, everybody. San Diego State takes on North Texas. North Texas is a 3-point favorite, at least when we checked yesterday. Jay, I don't want to do it.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Don't even do it. Don't you dare. If you're about
San
to do it,
San Diego State plus 3. I think this looks – I think this line absolutely stinks. Give me the Aztecs.
Yeah, we'll have to see what happens with opt-outs. Obviously, Eric Morris moving on to take over at Oklahoma State. I think San Diego State is going to be feeling the ghosts of their loss to New Mexico in this same
That's right.
stadium, where they lost the chance to compete for the Mountain West Championship. Give me UNT. I just think the offense, San Diego State has won games with their defense. UNT's offense is good enough. I just trust them to score more points than San Diego State. So give me the Mean Green in this one, -3.
Yeah, is Drew slinging the rock back there for them? Is he playing in this? Do we know?
As far as we know, Mestamaker's playing.
Then I'm with North Texas. I love them all year. They're a fun team to bet, fun team to watch. Give me them to cover this 3.
Okay. The Gator Bowl on at 7:30. The Gator Bowl's on at 7:30. Wow. Okay. Virginia versus Mizzou. Mizzou is a 7-point favorite, over under 47.5. This one was tough for me. It really was. Oh man. I'm changing my pick. I'm changing my pick. I'm changing it. I had Mizzou -7. Give me the under 47.5. Listen, Mizzou does not stretch the field. Everything that they throw is all like 8 yards and in. I don't really trust Virginia's offense too much as well. Give me the under in this one. I'm changing my answer.
Jake, I like the under in this one, but I'm on Mizzou -7. I just think Mizzou has a talent edge here. I think Ahmad Hardy is one of the best backs in the country. Bo Prabula coming back from a dislocated ankle in 4 weeks. Wild. Yeah. Dude, talk about the grit there. And ultimately, I just think that Virginia is going to be a little bit down on themselves after blowing that opportunity in the ACC championship against Duke. For that reason, I'm taking Mizzou -7.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm looking at here. Is I don't see how a team comes back from you're going up against you couldn't have got a better matchup in the ACC championship to get Duke, get a 5-loss team in there, and you just kind of blow it. And you blow it not only you blow it in the most heartbreaking fashion because you come back, you send it to overtime, and then you lose it there. That's really tough for a team to come back in. So I'm taking Missouri to win this one. And Missouri's record, it's not reflection of how good this team's been in some really close games against some really good SEC teams. So give me Mizzou.
Jay, why don't you take this next one?
Yeah, the Texas Bowl right here in Houston, where LSU will be playing the Houston Cougars. I think LSU is going to dramatically shift their identity once Lane Kiffin gets to town, but he's not there yet. So I don't think the offense is going to be anything special. I think this is going to be 2 teams that have thrived based on their defense this year. I like the under at 41.5.
I also like the under 41.5. LSU's offense has kind of been all over the place. I've liked Houston's defense as well. I think they've taken a lot of
Willie Fritz, hell of a ball coach.
Fritz, great ball coach. So yeah, give me the under 41.5 here.
I'm going to take Houston. I think 1, I like them playing at home, but 2, I think LSU is just ready to turn the page and say, let's get the Lane Kiffin saga going. So I think at this point, the season's been a down season. A lot of people had them make it a run of the playoffs, and obviously everything has gone sideways for them. So I like Houston here wanting to win a game and LSU wanting to not play a game.
Yeah. This next one, Jake, this is a weird one because we have 2 Sunbelt teams playing each other. This is a rivalry game deeper than hate. Appalachian State and Georgia Southern. These 2 teams dislike each other at a cellular level, which makes this game a little fun, even though App State gets in at 5-7. Again, one of those weird bowl game deals. But this should be a fun one. I'm on Georgia Southern 3.5 just because they were better already this year. I don't see the outcome really changing, but I do have a feeling this one's going to get chippy. So I can't wait to watch it. But give me Georgia Southern -3.5.
These 2 teams do not like each other, Jay. Again, you referenced it, but this is going back to their FCS days. Georgia Southern won the first game this year on the road in App State 25-23. I know we say it's hard to beat a team twice in a season, but you know what? The better team is going to win, and that's Georgia Southern. Give me Georgia Southern, the Eagles, -3.5.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I actually like that they have this because I feel like most bowl games are kind of like fun teams. It's nice to see teams play that don't normally get to play, but it's also kind of fun to mix in here just a rivalry game out of nowhere in the middle of bowl season.
Yeah.
But Georgia Southern's won or covered, I'm sorry, 7 of the last 8 head-to-head against App State. I think they do it again. I think they go 9 of their last 10 will be a cover here, and I like them to cover this number.
Okay. Next up on our list, we have the Independence Bowl on Tuesday, December 30th. Coastal Carolina versus Louisiana Tech. I know Coastal's made a bowl game, but they looked not good. They looked like this is not the Coastal that you're accustomed to. Give me Louisiana Tech big here with the -8.
Yeah, and this is a quasi home game for Louisiana Tech. The university is located in Ruston, just a short drive away from Shreveport, where the Independence Bowl is played. I just think that Coastal Carolina limping into it, they fired their coach. Just too much against them, especially with this, again, being very close to a home game for Louisiana Tech.
Yeah, right there with you. So let's make it 3 across the board. I'm with you on this one. Coastal Carolina has been bad tail end of the season. Not good at all. I think they're going to have a hard time scoring points here, and I think it's going to be kind of a coast-to-coast win for Louisiana.
Yep. No, absolutely. Next up, the Music City Bowl. Illinois takes on Tennessee. And I know what you're going to say. Tennessee has too many horses, but they do not have Brett Bielema, the Beetle himself. Give me Illinois to cover the 5.5 through their defense. And Tennessee's defense has looked mighty suspect as of lately. It's enough for Luke Altmaier, a little bit of run, a little bit of sprint out, dink and dunk and dink and dunk. Give me a Illini to cover plus the 5.5.
Yeah, I'm on Tennessee 5.5 here. They're playing in the home state. It's still quite a bit of ways from Knoxville to Nashville, but I think this is going to be a heck of a quarterback battle. Really excited to see Altmaier and Aguilar going at it. I just think Tennessee is too talented at the receiver position. I think you're going to see the Vols put up enough points to cover that 5.5.
I mean, listen, is it Big Ten bias coming out again? I don't know, but I'm with it on this one. Give me Illinois outright to win this game.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I'm talking about.
In what will be one of the ugliest jersey matchups of bowl season.
Also true.
Yeah.
Also true.
I will not wear that gaudy orange. Yeah.
A lot of orange in there.
Jake.
Yes.
We're going to the bowl game that you can't forget. You got to remember the Alamo Bowl. This is TCU and USC. USC is a 6-point favorite. The over-under is set at 59.5. I'm taking the points in this one. This is going to be a shootout. Josh Hoover is a Rockwall Heath product.
Yes.
Went to my high school. Has lit up scoreboards there for the Horned Frogs. USC, they're going to put up points with Lincoln Riley. I'm all over the over at 59.5.
Points, everybody. Over 59.5. Both these offenses, I believe, are going to score. Their weakness is defense. And yeah, give me points.
Yep. I'm with you. Points. This is gonna be a fun one just to bet the over, set it and forget it, and just let's have a good time.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't care. I do not care what Rely Quest is. I don't care what it is. It's the Outback Bowl. Okay. Get out your bloomin' onions. Get out your coconut shrimp. It's the old Outback Bowl, folks. Iowa takes on Vandy. Vandy is a 5.5-point favorite, over under 47.5. I'm going under again because people are going to underestimate Iowa's defense, and they are going to make Diego Pavia. They're going to make him they're going to make him throw ill-advised passes that are going to keep them in this football game. Give me Iowa. I don't know if they cover, but they're going to hold Vandy's offense down.
No program in the country is more built to take on a quarterback who was a high school wrestler than Iowa. But I think this is going to be an under type of game. I think this is going to look a lot like the Mizzou Vanderbilt game from earlier this year. Just low scoring, struggling to put up points. This is going to be another one of those rock fights, pretty much the opposite of that TCU USC game. I think we're going to have fun in this one, but it's going to be because these two teams are just bludgeoning each other. Give me the under 47.5.
I think for all the nonsense right now that Pavia is talking, he has to, and I mean has to have a monster game. And I think I think he legitimately thinks that if he has like a huge game here, maybe they'll cancel the Heisman and give it back to him. I think he's that delusional where he thinks that that might happen. So I think he's going out and he's going to try to put up numbers that look stupid and silly. I like Vandy here to cover and win this one by a touchdown.
Okay, very nice. Jay, one of the best scenes in all of sports is the Sun Bowl. One of the best scenic stadiums out there. Arizona State takes on Duke. Duke is a 2.5-point favorite, over under 49.5. I know Arizona State hasn't had the year they've wanted, but I think Duke is going to have such a big hangover, and I think Duke's also going to have a lot of that rust. So give me Arizona State. Dillingham will have the guys ready. Give me the Arizona State to cover. Actually, probably to win as well.
Yeah, I'm actually on Duke because I think Arizona State's going to be a little down. You're missing Sam Levitt, who is such a big piece of that offense, and that's the real reason I'm on Duke here. I just think the Blue Devils, you found a way to get that ACC championship, just kind of a wild scenario that they were even in that game. We can talk about tiebreakers and things like that at another time, but I like Duke minus 2.5 in this one.
Yeah, I mean, when you're missing future Michigan State, Sam Levitt from your lineup, that's a huge loss for you. And he's going to put up amazing numbers in the Big Ten next year. But I'm taking Duke. I think this is like their magical little run here. They won the ACC. They're going to be up for this game. I do believe Dillingham is one of the best coaches out there, and he will have his guys ready. But I just think when you're missing those key pieces and Duke really just looking to cap off, which is like the greatest 5-loss season of all time in college football.
Wait, by the way, didn't Sam Levitt start at Michigan State? Yeah. So he's coming back home.
He's coming home. Everybody's coming home.
Yeah. Another thing we didn't talk about is these games are not on New Year's Day, by the way. They are on December 31st because the NFL schedule, they got pushed back. I love New Year's Day.
Yep.
I know. Terrible. Here we go. Citrus Bowl, Michigan versus Texas. Texas, as of last time I checked, was a 7.5-point favorite, over under 46.5. I'm gonna I'm taking under again. I'm going under 46.5 here. I think Michigan's defense is still going to perform. I think Michigan's offense is going to be an absolute wreck. I think Texas, again, a little bit of rust with that long break. Their offense is going to take a little bit to get rolling. Give me under 46.5.
As much as it hurts me, I'm on Texas 7.5 here. Just everything that's gone on with Michigan, as well as you look at the common opponent, OU, right? Texas handled OU. Michigan came up short. Obviously, there's a rivalry aspect, which shifts things a little bit. But I just think Texas is going to be the better team. Arch Manning has really started to put it together towards the end of the season. Give me the horn 7.5.
Yeah, I think Texas is going to kill Michigan here. I think I wouldn't be shocked if Michigan just pulls out of this game and it's just like, we got too much going on right now. We can't play football at this moment.
Pull a Harbaugh.
Yeah, I think Michigan's going to get absolutely killed here. And I think Texas is going to use this as kind of to prop up their insane argument that they should have been in the playoff, and moving forward to next year lead into which they should be probably one of the betting favorites to go in and win it next year.
Right. Okay. Speaking, Joe, you were talking about teams being killed. I think this next game is going to be an absolute bloodbath. I think Utah is going to absolutely kill Nebraska.
Yeah.
I am taking Utah minus 13.5. Nebraska fell off a cliff at the end of the year. They got, by the way, Dylan Raiola in the transfer portal. I think the other guy was better anyway. But anyway, I don't think it's going to matter. At Nebraska, they got killed by Penn State. They got killed by Iowa. I think Utah is going to absolutely murder them. And Whittingham is retiring.
Yeah, this is
Whittingham coaching.
Well, he didn't say fully retiring. He is stepping down from head coach. I don't see him doing anything else. Maybe he takes like an analyst job. But Jake, I am hammering Utah on this one as well,
Yeah.
13.5,
Hammer.
because this is Whittingham's swan song.
Yeah, this is a 20 to 24 point win, I think, for Utah. I think they're going to absolutely roll over Nebraska early and often.
Yeah. We're moving to January 2nd, Friday. The Armed Forces Bowl. Rice takes on Texas State. Texas State is a 10-point favorite, over under 59.5. Give me our Rice Owls to cover the plus 10. I'm not sure if they're going to win. They're probably not going to, but give me our Rice Owls plus 10.
Yeah, Texas State about to move on to the new look Pac-12. I do like Rice to cover plus 10. They did. I feel like this is a common thing that happens. Rice always doing really well in the APR and finding their way into a bowl game at 5-7. Good for the Owls. Hoot hoot. I do like Rice to cover in this one, but Texas State to win.
I'm going over. This is probably two of the worst defenses in the country here playing against each other. I think if I was leaning one side, I would actually take Texas State to cover the number. I think they're going to put up like easily 35 to 40 points in this game, but I think Rice is going to do maybe the same. I think this is going to be a ton of points.
All right. I love it. I love points. Navy takes on Cincinnati. Cincinnati 2.5 point favorite, over under 55.5. I know I'm sounding like a broken record here. I also like the under just because of two things. One, Navy and Cincinnati are going to run the football. I know Sorsby is going into the portal, but Cincinnati has done a lot this year of quarterback runs, and I don't see them kind of leaving that philosophy. So give me the under in this game. This game's going to go by quick.
The way Cincinnati closed the season down the stretch after starting 7-1 was really disappointing. I think just the form that they had is not there. Navy, on the other hand, closed the season out strong. You get the win over Army, so they're a little bit less rusty too. Give me Navy in this one, plus 2.5.
Yeah,
Okay.
I like Navy as well. I think Navy outright wins this one. I think they're just going to be the better team up and down the field all day. And Navy, this is what I love about academies. When they get into these games, there's no quit in them. Like they're playing this game just as hard as game one. So I like Navy here to win this one outright.
Okay. Next up, the Holiday Bowl. SMU takes on Arizona. Arizona 2.5 point favorite, over under 51.5. Give me Arizona. I really loved how this team has come along this year. Jed Fish leaves. Noah Fafita still looks, pretty good. Sets the passing touchdown record at Arizona. But yeah, give me Arizona, and I think Arizona's going to put up some points here.
Yeah, what a season for Arizona to bounce back to 9-3. Last year under Brennan was tough. Fafita struggled, and then this year it felt like we were seeing the Fafita from 2023 again.
Yep.
A great year for Arizona. I'm on them minus 2.5 as well. SMU just kind of it's similar to the way Virginia lost to Duke. Like all SMU had to do was take out the algorithm. They were in the ACC championship with a chance to go to the playoff again. They failed there, and I think that's going to be lingering with them. Whereas Arizona's riding the high of beating Arizona State in a year where Arizona wasn't expected to do anything. Give me Arizona minus 2.5.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I think Arizona is another team that I'd have to go back. I think I had them under their win total coming into the year, wrong about how they were going to perform. Like you said, nobody really expected much out of them coming in. I agree with you. SMU, disappointing year for them. A lot of people had them being the G5 rep as well. Not the G5 rep. I had them winning the ACC as well. So I think, from that standpoint, they're limping and they're ready to go on the next year.
Yep. And we end with the Duke's Mayo Bowl, Jay's favorite. Wake Forest takes on Mississippi State. Mississippi State got in here because there weren't enough teams as well, right?
5-7.
5-7, another 5-7 team in there. And Mississippi State is favored 2 and a minus 2.5, over under 56.5. Again, you know what? Give me Mississippi State. We always see one of these teams that sneaks in, ends up winning. I think a lot of people are going to look at this like, oh, wait, Wake Forest had a decent year. Mississippi State got in because there weren't enough teams. We're going to go. No, I think Mississippi State is going to win this bowl game. Give me the Bulldogs.
Mississippi State did have that win over Arizona State early in the year when Sam Leavitt was still playing. The Bulldogs have a solid offense. I think they found a little something, but it just hasn't been cohesive. And Wake Forest has been a much more cohesive unit, I think, as a squad. For that reason, I'm taking the Demon Deacons -2.5 or +2.5, I guess.
I'm going to take Wake as well. I mean, listen, it's being played in North Carolina. All right. It's home state game. Yeah. So, that's close enough for me. And I just think Mississippi State's more of like what are we doing here? All right, whatever. I mean, we'll play a game, but no, I like what Wake Forest done. I bet against them a couple of times this year and it's bit me. I'm not going to do it again. So I'm not going to hurt myself again. So give me Wake.
Yep. All right. I have a question for y'all. Who is going to be in the national championship and who is going to win it? Jay.
Yeah, I'm going to go boring. Indiana, Ohio State rematch. Indiana wins.
Okay, Joe.
I've gone back and forth. I think Ohio State will be the team that wins it. Give me Ohio State over Oregon in the national championship. I think Oregon makes a run here. Okay. I think they can outscore Texas Tech, and then I think they're going to beat Indiana.
Okay. I think the best two teams in the country are Ohio State and Georgia, and they will be playing in the semifinal. Okay. I believe Ohio State is going to beat Georgia. However, I'm very, very worried about that game for Ohio State because Georgia can get after the quarterback, and they are going to make Julian Sanchez very uncomfortable. But that's going to be the close game. Ohio State, Alabama is going to make all the way to the national title. I think whoever wins that Alabama-Oklahoma game is the team that's going to go in because Indiana has too much time off. And I think that after Indiana has won the Big Ten, I think the rust, and no matter what Cignetti says, that's going to bring them down. I think it's going to be very hard for them to get back up. So I think Alabama's going to beat Oklahoma. I think they'll beat Indiana. And then on the top, I do believe that they will beat either Texas Tech or Oregon. But I have Ohio State as my champion. But I think if Georgia wins that Ohio State game, whoever comes out of the bottom is winning the whole thing.
I kind of like that position of like, it's almost like what you're saying. And I kind of agree with now that I heard it out loud is like, it's almost like Indiana winning the Big Ten almost made them too for real to where now teams aren't going to kind of like come in and be like, well, it's Indiana. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, they're great, but it's Indiana. Now it's like, oh, they're Indiana. They're better than they beat Ohio State. I almost feel like if they lose that Big Ten game, then you go into these playoffs and you can kind of catch a team by surprise. So I'm excited. This is going to be a great playoff.
I mean, teams with first round buys, I believe, went winless last year. So
they did.
Something to think about.
Ooh. I believe rust, especially with guys in their late teens, early 20s, I don't think is very good.
Yeah.
I think rust is more than rest.
Yeah.
Anyway, Joe, thank you again for joining us in this college football bowl game extravaganza. Please shout out all of your stuff so people can follow you.
Yeah. At Twitter, at Joey_props. Link in the bio there. Subscribe. Ride. Newsletter drops. It'll be out every day, basically, in the month of December moving on, because we have a bowl game every day. So we're going to have free picks, plays, leans, betting analysis, different things in there. Give it a follow. Link in the bio. Subscribe. We ride.
Awesome. Jay, anything to leave us with?
Yeah, I got to at least attempt to land the plane here, Jake. What a season of college football it's been. We appreciate each and every one of you who listen. Joe, special thanks to you for coming on. Always fun to close out the season with you. Do all the things that help us grow as a podcast. Like, subscribe, share. Word of mouth still works. Download Battle Bets if you haven't already. Let them know we sent you by selecting us as the referrer in the ambassador section. A reminder that it is a 100% free to play fantasy gambling app. The only way to gamble responsibly is to not gamble with real money. So join Battle Bets and have some fun with us. Man, what a year it's been. Can't wait to see how this turns out. Jake, go ahead and sign off for us.
Everybody, college football is truly the greatest sport on this earth. I know people are upset about the playoff. I know people are upset about opt-outs. I understand that people might not be fired up for the Potato Bowl on a Monday at 2:00. But we have to take advantage of every single game. It is the greatest sport. Enjoy it. Watch it. Live it. We are witnessing one of the greatest sporting events of all time. That is bowl season. Enjoy it, my friends. Have a very wonderful holiday. We love you all. Good night.